we are back with our review of the Necron 9th edition. So I have 9th edition Warhammer 40k here. We're going to do a little quick review video. It's only going to be the half that is in the box itself. And then we are going to take a look. I'm sorry, I'm a little all over the place. I got to get back over to my stream manager and get us back on track because it is saying I am playing the wrong game, as always. Alrighty, so we are back up, we are updated. Doing this video a little bit earlier than I normally do, so we're going to try out times. We'll be doing more in the evening. You'll actually see a part 2 because I doubt I'm able to get to building the models right now. But like I said, this is specifically the Necron part of the box, and also the rule book. So a lot of this is going to be just reviewing the cool rule book, things that came, and I'm also going to be talking about some of those things. So, and did I bring that with me? I don't think I did. Alright, hold on one sec. I have one more piece that I have to bring with us. Alright. Alright, so I have my one more piece because we're doing essentially a review of the Necron part of the box, a little bit of what you get in the box, and also the new chapter approved for Warhammer 9th edition. So I'm going to start off with the box, and then we're going to do a little bit of model building. So I'm going to be building some of these guys in just a few minutes. But let's start off with this gorgeous rule book. I'm going to give you guys a little bit of a tilt here so we can see it. So in the 9th edition box, you get quite a nice collector's core rule book. It's got a nice matte finish, nice artwork on the front for folks that are familiar with the lore of 40k. It's a full wraparound art cover, so a very nice edition of the book. Very hefty book. So what you're going to find in this book is going to be, of course, starting off with the lore for all the different armies. So it gives you kind of an introduction to the hobby, collecting, what that's going to look like from a collecting standpoint. Whoops. So you guys can see, I'm going to try to do my best to do a top-down sort of video. Yeah, so it's giving you like hobby artisans, giving you pictures of, and again, giving you some different things. By the way, I think this picture is one of the most hilarious ones in the book, because I don't know anyone that does painting and model building. I would never put my computer in my workstation for painting. I know they're trying to be hip into the times, but I would never do this. And obviously they're showing not only the Citadel paints here, but they're showing the GW products. So again, build and paint. So it's really kind of taking you through the hobby, talking about the community and how they have now painters that are on there. Gaming. So it's giving you a breakdown of what you're going to need. So really the beginning of the book is just telling you what you need from a standpoint. The difference between match and narrative play, what that means. And then we get into the lore. So this is where we have tons of lore, and when I say lore, you have tons, like space charts, graphs, everything for your different factions. And so this is going to go through everybody. So I think it starts off, of course, with the humans or the Marines. So it really is mankind, Age of Darkness. So really it's telling the perspective of, you know, Alien Tides. So it's giving you a little bit of a basic primer of all the lore. Warriors of the Emperor, Age of Witches. So really just, you can have at it. Now, if you're new to Warhammer 40k, this core rulebook, the one that comes in the box is the nicer one. They do sell a downgraded core rulebook. But this one has all the lore in it. Now, you could also get the basic rules online as well. So this gives you all of the Space Marine chapters. And this is very helpful as a painter, because if you want to paint a Space Marine chapter, you will know right away how to paint them. Now, of course, these are the Space Marine chapters from 40k. Well, there are some people out there that play 30k. You have Death Watch, Grey Knights. So again, just lots and lots of lore. Astra Militarum. Spectus Mechanicus. Then it really gets into, now it's going to start to get into some of the larger factions. But obviously the lore that you get in these books is primer lore. And we have galleries, so you have model galleries for everybody. So you can see what those chapters look like. And we keep going. Like, the majority of, I hate to say it, but the majority, so like, if we go through lore, there's my man's Orcs, love it. The Tau, Gene Stealer Cults. So, we don't get to rules until, so literally about half this book is lore. So we don't get to rules until about halfway down the book. Worst Fear was almost imagined. Which is a contrast paint. Well, just decided to fall. So yeah, we don't get to rules there. And then obviously, big rules changes in 9th edition. So there's a lot of new things that they did. I'm not going to go through all of those rule changes now. But what I do like about the book, I'll go over a couple of things that I think are really cool. I like this concept that they did. So I'll show you guys in a larger idea. I like that they started doing this concept where they would have, a rule, so something like blast weapons, right? And they give you the long explanation of the rule. Sorry, guys. They give you the long explanation of the rule, but then they give you those little points at the bottom. So you'll see blast weapons. Minimum 3 attacks against units within 6+ models. Always makes maximum number of attacks against units with 12+ models. Can never be used to attack units within the firing unit's engagement range. So I like that they have the longer... drawn out rule. I like that they have the longer explanation of the rule, but then they give you bullets here. Because if you look, it says a blast weapon targets a unit that has between 6 and 10 models. It always makes minimum of 3 attacks. If so, then determine how many attacks are made with the weapon. Right, it gives you a larger example, but you could have just read it down here. Minimum 3 attacks, so it always does 3 attacks. Units always makes maximum number of attacks against units 11+ models. So it just gives you that simple. So if you're looking for a rule, you can go to this really quick, and then if you need the expanded, you can go here. It's great for when you're playing, if you're just trying to get to a rule really quickly. So I like that. So it works on 2 levels. If you're a beginner and you're new, you might need the bigger explanation, but if you've played the game and you just need to know, all right, cool, hit rolls, and you can just get your terms and what you need. Phases of a turn are a big thing. Then we get to secondary objectives. That's a big difference in this one. The missions are different. They've changed them up a little bit. Trying to see if there's any other big things. Narrative play. So you can see it's broken up into, and I should have been a better host to that. There's the rules. So there's the rules, which is how to play the game, the general parts of the rules, which goes through all of that, and then it goes through the phases of a turn. So that's how it lays the rules out. But then what you're going to see is, then we have missions. Whoops. Right, those are your missions. What I wanted to show. So there's missions, and then you get to narrative play. So first part was your regular play, and you get into narrative play, where you get the rules for basically what we would consider campaigning. When you start a crusade force, you must decide what is crusade factions will be. The most be one of the following faction keywords. It's talking through what you do for a campaign. Again, all units in your crusade must share the keyword or be unaligned. So see what I mean? You could read this really long thing, or you could read this little tiny blurb, which is so much cooler. Again, order of battle. List all the units that are part of your crusade force. Can add or remove units from your order or battle at any time. Each unit must have a crusade card. Units cannot be changed once added to your order of battle. Supply limit starts at 50, the combined range rating. So again, it lays it down very basic for you. Battle tally, requisition, points, and other information. And then it's going to give you some other thing, Crusader card. So these Crusader cards are because in a campaign or crusade mode, there may be abilities and things that change, and you'll see experience. But gain them during battle. So it's kind of that idea of like RPGing, which we're going to be doing a lot of these. I definitely want to do more campaign-based playing. I think it's a lot more fun when you do that. So these are the rules for campaigning. Relics. Injuries, so when units have problems, there's an injury table. And again, they've changed the rules for this too. And you have missions for campaign, so missions for play and missions for campaign. Then you have a rules appendix. And that takes us out of the book. Now, as you can see, I think the artwork in the book is really nice. I think it's pretty cool. Pretty hefty. Now, in order for you to play 9th edition, you need to buy this book. You cannot not buy this book. Other things, of course, you would need. You need, of course, models to play the game. So if you don't have models or force, you need to buy that. The easiest way is to do the Indominus box. I would say the easiest way to do this is split it with a friend, which is the other part. Now, as far as the Necrons go, what also would come with it is a... Sorry, guys. Hold on one sec. Block that person. Sorry. Alrighty. Just banning some bots from my chat. And if the bot was the one watching, then that stinks. But I don't think so. So, yeah. So, normally what would also come is and I don't have them because I split the box with a friend, and he's actually taking the other box because I'm a Necron player. I didn't want to play the Space Marines. It would come with a condensed rule book, a quick rule sheet, and the data sheets and the assembly guide for the models. Now, let's take a look at the models. So this is the Necron half of the box. These are the sprues and bases. You guys can see. We're going to just take a look. So this is what you get on the Necron side of things. You see all the lovely Necron myths here. I'm a big fan of the Necrons. I like them as units. Those are all the infantry units. I know that because you can see all of their guns. And these are all redone new models. There's actually quite a few new models in the Necron side of the box. There's new models on the Space Marine side too. I mean, that is not a Necron model. That is a Kings of War model that I put in there by mistake. All right, it came with me. So what we're gonna do is let's do some building. So that is my review. It's a very quick review. But that is all that comes in the box. They do not give you dice in the box, so that's a good thing to shout out. They actually don't give you a measuring tape anymore in the box. They don't give you objective markers, so you'd have to purchase those as well. So it's actually quite less. They really focused on the models and the rule book. Oh, before we go to rule book, there's one more thing you're going to need for folks that are playing. So we're going to go over one more thing. So this is not part of the box set for 40K. This is the chapter approved. So the chapter approved comes out every year, and this chapter approved gives you updated points and updated rules essentially for your different factions. So for those players that already have models, they already have armies, this is going to be how you're going to know the updates to points. Because of course the new Necron models their data sheets and everything are inside of the indominus box that you purchase. So you'll have that army's rule set there. And you have two things that are in here. You have the Morturium Field Guide, and then you have the Grand Tournament 2020. So as it probably says, Grand Tournament 2000 games. So this is for tournament play. It really, what this does is it just incursion missions, strike force missions. So this is really just giving you the missions for match play. You can see they have tournament scoring sheets on the back for when you are in a tournament situation, so you can copy those. Star gems. And again, I think it reprints the rules. As well. Yeah, I think it does. Yes, this is 100% basic rules. Yeah, so it has a basic rules inside of it. So this is really handy because if you want to bring this with you, they made it nice and light and more of a field guide size. So I'm really happy they did that because it makes you take less stuff with you when you play. And then the chapter approved, what that's going to do is it's going to have the updated point costs for your armies. So Tau Empire you can see in here. I think I just went to Orcs. Yeah, so Orcs. It gives you all the updated point values because they've adjusted out some of them. Now, for some armies, they may be doing new codexes. So obviously, you would need the rulebook, you would need this, and you would need the codex for your army. That's going to be all the books that you would need to play the game. Again, going back to what we said here, yes, there are basic rules in here, but you still need a larger rule book because it's going to go into more depth. This is just going to be a primer, so in the moment, if you have to clarify a basic rule, you can. But obviously for your other rules, And again, this is just going to be point costs. This is literally just reprinting point costs for all the armies. There is no rules for units in here. There are no data sheets. It is literally just point values. So that's all of your books for 40K. Alright, so with that being said, now let's get into some model building. Yeah. So that's part of what I wanted to do today. Let me just get my assembly instructions, because I actually have them all digitally now, because, like I said, I did split the box with a friend. Let's see here. Alright. Alright, I think the first one we're going to build, which kind of makes sense. I'll know in a minute. Nope. Yeah. Hold on, guys. I'm just trying to figure out. Alright, that's B. That's B. Uh-oh. Alright, do I not have what I need? That would be bad. That means they mix and match the parts. I hope they didn't do that. Because I definitely... I was afraid this was going to happen, only because... Yeah, this is definitely not this unit. The unit I'm holding in my hand is one below it. One below it is the Royal Warden. The Overlord... You're saying is on D. Why not have that one? Okay, that's intriguing. Alright, so let's do the Royal Overlord, since I have his pieces. And I'll have to find the other one. It means that... Okay, I'll have to find that later. I'll have to find that later, guys. Sorry. That's why models should be away, not all over the place. And right now, my models are a little bit all over the place. Alright, alright, so, let's see what we got here. Which is interesting, because they consider this D1. Alright, so then that means maybe I am supposed to get both of those. I thought one of them was a military guy. I might be out a model, that stinks. Because I don't have that scepter. Oh wait, shoot. This is not the right guy. I'm doing this one. Alright, so this is considered C. I wouldn't know that. C1 and then C2. Okay. And if you watch me on previous videos, I have new glue, which I'm hoping will do the trick a lot better than my old glue did. So we're going to close this. Alright, and hopefully you guys are hearing me okay. I know that my mic should be working. Alright, and let's go. So you guys get a closer look. Get that out of there. Alright, perfect. Because now we're up to the small stuff. Alright, and so I'm going to be using Gorilla Glue. This time around, we're going to give this a try, because my local store that I went to, that I normally would get my glue from, like I said before, the brand Lockheed, which is the glue that I was using, doesn't seem to be making glue, or maybe they're see what we got with the Gorilla Glue. Alright, let me get my other thing back. Where are my notes? There we go. Okay. And let me just position everything so if you guys were making any comments, I can see that. Sorry for the delay. Alright, so we're going to do C1 onto C2. Let's just see how this works. It's probably pretty simple. Yeah, it is. Actually, I'm going to just put... Alright, so in general, I don't like... I'm discovering that I don't really like... And I think I'm going to go back to getting plastic glue. I don't really like plastic glue. But I don't like these tubes of glue. I feel like you waste a lot of glue when you use these, which is really, really, really annoying. Come on, Necrons. Alright, so, and then we're going to do C4 and C3. C4 and C3. Alright. And again, I'll be doing more than likely a part 2 of this. Although I'm going to do some painting tonight, so, but it all depends on when I get back, because I have to do some other things away from you guys for a minute. Yeah. Alright. So that's the C4, and then C3. And if you guys have any questions, comments, again, we went through the basic, I did a little quick review, like I said. Oh, wait. Alright, so this is really confusing. I think that bar has to stay there. Yeah. I'm thinking it does. You gotta be careful with Necron. I'm sorry, guys. I'm doing stuff off camera. I very much apologize. You have to be really, really careful with the Necron stuff, because Necron stuff is very delicate when you're doing the model building. But the way in which they did this, they also made it... I want to say they made it like... Which way? Oh, you're putting it I'm putting it the wrong way. That's why. Yeah, they made it so you really have to. You really have to make sure you understand how the model goes together. Oh, Jesus. Because essentially the way you're attaching this you have to line everything up. So I would actually almost recommend... Oh, geez Louise, I'm losing so much glue. This is not going to work. I almost would recommend that you do all 3 of these at the same time. Because now what I possibly have done, which I'm going to try to go as fast as possible, is I may have messed everything up and misaligned this whole piece. Because now I have to, yeah, see, that's, you don't want to have this glued down yet. Because, yeah, I hate pieces like this. I hate when GW does pieces. Oh, jeez, now I'm like bending the model. Yeah, I like doing it that way. Because then you can get a better sense. But like, this is what I mean. Necron models are notorious for this, which is you're trying to line up. Because there's nothing to hold on to with a Necron model. There is not a single thing to hold on to get those relationships the right way. And now what was supposed to happen, geez Louise, right, is that you need this model to be why is this so not wanting to fit? Alright, there we go. Alright, that time I got it. Alright, so what we're going to do, because now what was supposed to happen is you have to get that cable to fit. Which I'm gonna be honest with you guys, I don't think I'm gonna get it to fit, but it's supposed to go in there. And now this is Gorilla Glue. So Gorilla Glue has got one extremely bad drawback, and that is once you glue it, you're done. Like, that's why I don't normally use Gorilla Glue, because it is firm Gorilla Glue. So I may have to come up with a creative idea on how I'm going to fix that other part. Because that is not, there's no way I'm gonna get that out of there now. I mean, I might be able to tilt it. Because basically what needs to happen, but I'm gonna break the model if I do it, is that it has to go in there more. But the more it goes in there, the more it's not gonna connect. Alright, so I may have to just leave that model that way, and it sucks, but I don't have another way to do it. What I'll do, what I can do is I can makeshift something. Like if I take a piece of plastic, I can use green stuff to make something believable, like where it looks like that's connected. And I'm gonna have to do that because it's just too hard. It's a great idea in theory, and then yeah. like what they were trying to do, but those connect pieces, and on the Necron models, like I said, they give you nothing to hold on to at all. They are not the best candidates for that at all. Alright, so oh, and you know what? I think that explains why that's wrong. Shit. Yeah. Okay, so that would be the reason why this is wrong, is that this needs to go further in. Shoot, alright. Yeah, because now... I messed this model up. So it won't look wrong from the back, but the reason that this is not working is because that should have been all the way in. So what I should not have done is I shouldn't have put any glue in there. I should have pushed this all the way down. So yeah, my Lord's gonna look wrong, and actually I'm wondering if his head won't fit now that I did that. Yeah, because that's not sitting right. Yeah, this has to sit here. That's where the ribcage should sit. Alright, hold on. I gotta modify how I did this now. Alright, so let's get this with a little bit of glue. Alright, I see what it's supposed to do now. So it's supposed to sit right here. So like I said, it won't, to an ongoer, it may not look wrong. Like, it may look somewhat right. But it is wrong. I will never, ever get this head on without a pair of tweezers. This. I don't think I have a choice now. I have to fix this because it's gonna knock off the entire model. Alright, here's what we're gonna do. I'll show you how I'm gonna do it. So a little bit of on the fly I'll show you what I'm gonna do. Actually, that might work. So a little janky fixing, but what I essentially did was I trimmed down the sprue so I can get the appropriate angle. There we go. So now we know that the angle that that head is going to go on should be correct. Or more correct than it was a minute ago. Ah. Ah. Necrons are really, really challenging models to put together. So I would say for anyone new to the hobby, you want to have a lot of patience with them. Oh my god, why is this? I had it all lined up and then So basically what we're trying to do, which I am failing miserably at, the problem with this Gorilla Glue. Problem with Gorilla Glue is it sets so fast. Oh, Jesus, I'm gonna have to rip this head off. There we go. That's what I was trying to do. That is actually somewhat right. Alright, so it looks a little wonky, but not horrible. It's not like super horrible. Alright, so there you go. So there is our, hold on off camera. There is our Overlord. Alive and well. Alright, wow, I could only build one model. I did not think that that's all I would get done. But, Necron models, that's... Yeah, basically what should have happened if this went the right way come on. Yeah, basically this piece came out. God damn it. Alright, so that's got to go that way. Yeah, that's where it's got to go. It's got to... come on, go in. Okay. got that connected. Sorry guys, this is just, it's a lot of like minutia little work. I'm trying to basically make a model do what I want it to do, even though I didn't really build it the way that they told me to. And that's what's becoming a little bit, so what I might have to do is a little bit more modding. Wow, this glue sucks. I don't know if it's a temperature in here, it just seems to always come out of the tube. And that's going to knock everything off when I do that. Because I already know what knocked it off. Oh my, come on. Like I said before, what makes the Necron models challenging is that you don't have... There we go. Oh, but that makes it real. Oh no, it doesn't make it really off. Alright, hold on. I think I just figured it out. Okay. Now I think it's gonna work. There we go. That's what it's supposed to look like. Or if it's not, if it doesn't look like that, it's gonna look like that now. There we go. That's how we're going to do it. Because he's supposed to be an overlord. He's supposed to be going up. That'll work. Oh, now it sucks that I cut that, but that's fine. That's the best way I'm going to get that model to look. There's just no way around it. Alright, so we're going to leave that be. We got all of the pieces back up and running the way that they should be. Now, for this one, he's on a 32mm base. And literally, I'm going to have to call it quits on this part. Wow, I can't believe that's all I got to build was one, because I ran into so many problems with that one. Now, what I do like that they did in these models now is that they did make it so you have a very specific way to base these now. So I like that, because you kind of don't have to even put the glue in there, and I'm not going to. I'm just going to leave it based. Alright, but that is our so that is our Royal Warden. So we got him built. Very cool. And we will of course be building our other models later on. So we will do some more model building when I get back later on tonight, so you guys can stay tuned for that part 2. Like I said, this is our review of the Necron box, getting it all built, getting it all together, and then I'll start painting with the new colors. So we'll have a review of the new colors that they released too. But that'll be when we're doing the actual painting of the models and all the other stuff. So if you guys enjoyed this, I know it's earlier than normally when I do a video, but I'll be throwing this up on YouTube as well, so you can always go back and watch it if you're just joining for new. If you are watching this after the fact and you do like what you saw, you can totally subscribe, totally follow. A follow is easy, simple, it's free. It helps us greatly at the channel, so if you can, please give us a follow. Please check us out. Please come back for other live content. Like I said, we'll be doing some other videos tonight. And my goal is to give you guys at least one video a day. I know yesterday I had missed out on one because I was just had a really, really long day, and really, really tired, so I didn't get to do a video. I'm really sad I didn't, because I wanted to get this stuff together. Because of course, the sooner that we get all this together, the sooner I can start doing some narrative campaigns and other types of content for you guys on YouTube, and also just give you some really cool painting videos and painting tips. But we will definitely be coming back with those. So please give us a follow. Again, you can check out the links below. That's both to my website and Facebook page. Website and Patreon page. My hope is that actually today I'll be posting up one of my new web strips for my ongoing tales and characters that I've created. You can check out the Patreon, become a member of that, and that's how you get access to all that content. I'm also going to be putting some behind-the-scenes content to that as well. The monetary Patreon helps to support my ability to get the models, the paints, the materials, to invest in better cameras, better setups. It's going to help me in getting the studio set up for all of our narrative and campaign gameplay. So all the cool stuff that we're going to be doing, I'll be able to get that all done with your support. Again, I know it's hard to do that support at these days, so if you can't, like I said before, just following us, getting the word out, supporting the channel is awesome. If you want to check out YouTube, again, the YouTube content is kind of an overlap right now, but the YouTube content will start to not be once, because of course Twitch only keeps your videos for a couple of days, so I'm going to be putting all the gaming content up there on my channel, which is Modern Geek Gaming. So check that out, and we're going to have some unique content up there as well. All right, take care, everybody. I'll see you very, very soon.